Visit CCGCastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. Hello and welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. Today we'll be looking at the deck for the Primal Clash Shown format. So the Primal Clash Shown is very close, like a month and a half. And a lot of people actually ask to build Mega Mewtwo with the Garbodor, so I actually decided to build one deck list with the Mega Mewtwo and with the Garbodor. So let's first start with the Mega Mewtwo. So 210 HP Mega Evolution with Psychic Infinity. So with the double Colorless Energy you can hit for 10 plus, 30 more for each energy attached to both active Pokemons. For example, Giratina has 4 energy attached in it, it's 120, double Colorless Energy, that's 60 more, so it's 180, so you can basically one-hit knock out your opponent Giratina. It's definitely a very powerful card, especially when we talk about Mewtwo EX with the damage change, because you can switch all damage counters on this Pokemon with those on your opponent active Pokemon. And in my opinion, that's very powerful, because if your opponent cannot one-hit you knockout, all you really need to do is simply just, when you get a lot of damage counters, you can use Lysander and use damage swap to your opponent, benched Pokemon, for example, Shaymin, and one hit him knockout. So in my opinion, that's definitely good. And it's worth basically because we have Shrine of Memories, so stating which says that we can use previously evolved Pokemon's attack. So definitely this combination can work. Also, Garbodor can help us a lot because it can help with that Garbotoxin ability. Basically, if we have Garbodor in play with Tool, we can shut down those abilities, so pretty much none of the other abilities will work. And for example, we can actually shut down those Giratinas, safeguards and stuff like that, and basically we can go through everything. So as you can see, I have 13 Pokemons on my list, 35 training cards and 12 energies. So for support I'm also running 2 Shaymins, so I can actually set up, and 1 Hoopa, so I can actually search my deck for the Pokemon. Like Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo and Shaymin for the turn 1, so I can have basically pretty explosive startup. From item cards I decided to run 1 Escape Rope. It's always good to have Escape Rope, you never know when you can use it. So it's like a second Lysander, but it's not a Lysander, so I really like the Escape Rope. Also 4 copies of Max Elixirs, because turn 1 can be definitely explosive, and those Max Elixir can just help a lot, especially to attach 3 energies for that damage change. And I decided to run Max Elixir instead of the Mega Turbos. I mean, you can use both, but I guess Max Elixir can be a little bit better in the early game. So that's the reason why I decided to run Max Elixirs. A single Super Road can also help a lot, just because we can put basic energies and Pokemon from our discard pile back into our deck. So for modern cards, I'm running 4 Trainers Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 V Seekers. So pretty much staple. This will be a staple for this deck. So with Trainers Mail, you can get pretty much top 4 cards. Pick any trainer card you find there. Expect for the Trainers Mail. Ultra Ball can help us to get pretty much any of Pokemons we need, and V-Seeker, so we can play multiple supporter cards. From supporter cards, I decided to run 1 copy of Delinquent, because I can discard Stadium card from play and force my opponent to discard 3 cards from his hand. Delinquent can be definitely a very painful card. Also 1 Lysander. For draw support I only have 6 supporters, so I decided to run 2 Ents and 4 Professor Sycamore. I was also thinking maybe to cut down 1 Ent for that Giovanni scheme, but I actually decided to not deck Giovanni scheme in this deck, but definitely those 20 extra damage can sometimes helps a lot. For example, if we have just double Colorless Energy attached to Mega Mewtwo, that's 70 damage, and let's say our opponent have Giratina with 4 energies, that's 120, which is 190, and we are short for 20 damage for that Fighting Fury Belt, so we cannot one-hit knock out our opponent Giratina EX, but with Giovanni scheme, in that case, we can do that. So you definitely can think about decking 1 Giovanni scheme, but for consistency, I actually decided to keep 2 Ents and 4 Sycamores. 3 copies of Shrine of Memories. 3 copies of Lodestone, of course, for Hooper Retreat, for Shaymin Retreat, but also for those Garbodors to be active with the Garbotoxin. Since I only run 6 tool cards, I decided to keep 3 Floatstones and 3 Spirit Links, and 12 energies. 4 of these 12 are 4 double Colorless, and 8 Psychic regular energies without those Mr. Energies because they're going out of the format because they're printed in Phantom Force. So if you're looking for any of these cards, as usual, you can find them on CCGCastle. I provide you the link in my video description, so you can definitely check that. So let's do a few game tests with this deck, maybe just one, who knows, depending on how long the game would be. So you can actually see how this deck will work, and yeah, pretty much how you need to play with this deck. So I will try to do my best. So let's move to the game test. Alright, so I started first. My opening hand is just a Shaving X. So my opponent plays Mega Altaria. Okay, so this is definitely going to be very, very interesting. I can grab one extra card, which is always good. So I have Ultra Ball in my hand. I can definitely go for the Hoop at turn 1. And I can try to set up. All I really need is to check if I have Super Road in my deck, so I can actually throw out my another Garbodor if I just get top deck with something like Lysander. There's just one more energy, oh my goodness, and one more double colorless energy. So I will go with my Ultra Ball. So there's Hoopa, but the question is if there is Super Road. Yes, it is. Okay, so I will pick my Hoopa, and basically all I can do in this situation is try to Sky Return. I mean, I can grab like 2 of my Mewtwo's. I mean, I will take 3 of them. I will put them all to the bench. We'll attach one Psychic Energy on it. And we'll just pass the turn, because all I can do right here is try to Sky Return and buy some time, because this definitely does not look good. So there is Professor's Birch Observation for my opponent, and he get heads, so he can take 7 new cards. Oh, he just passes. Okay, this is weird. So I'm going to Sky Return, and I'm going to promote my Mewtwo without energy in the active spot, just because I'm going to attach my energy, I'm going to attach my Float Stone, and I'm going to play my Shaving X, so I can actually maybe try to get Mega Mewtwo and maybe even, who knows, Max Elixir for the 3rd energy. So there's Jinx and Eevee. Also Fairy Energy for the Energy Evolution, so he can actually evolve into Sylveon, I guess. Yes, it is. So the good thing is that I don't have energy attached to my active Mewtwo, so he cannot use that curly ribbon to remove energy. I mean, he can damage me, but he cannot remove energy cards. So there's a N. What I'm going to do, I'm going to attach my double course energy to active Mewtwo. I'm going to play Float Stone to Hoopa, and I will go with Shaving for 3. Okay, so I guess I will play my Shrine of Memories, and then just go with N for 6 new cards. Hopefully there is going to be Ultra Ball, and yeah, there is Ultra Ball, but there is no sign of Spirit Link, so hopefully I'll be able to find one. Be a Seeker, okay. Will there be a Spirit Link? Okay, so no sign of the Spirit Link. Let's see, Max Elixir. So there is Energy card. There's Trubbish for my bench. I don't want to play Ultra Ball this turn, I guess, so I will just play my Float Stone, and I guess I can retreat in this situation to my Trubbish, just because I don't want to stack in the active spot with my Mewtwo without energy card, because if my opponent get heads on that coin flip, he can just remove my double course energy from my Mewtwo to my Hoopa on the bench, and I just don't want to see that. So there's Victory Kiss. I mean, I was able to hit my opponent for 60 with that Shatter Shot, but then again, it wouldn't be enough for the knockout, so I just decided not to do that. Alright, so I can go with my Ultra Ball, and I can grab Garbodor. I guess it's definitely a good thing right here. So having Garbodor in play can actually lock my opponent abilities, and there's V-Seeker for N. So right now I just need to find a Mega Mewtwo. Okay, there's no sign of the Mega Mewtwo, but at least there's a Ultra Ball. And I will discard one of my Spiritlings, and I will keep my energies. Okay, so right now I have my Mega Mewtwo ready, and I can even use my damage swap on the next turn when my opponent actually tries to damage me with his Mega Altaria. So there is 130, which is definitely a big damage right now, and there's another Trubbish, so I can definitely one-hit knock out his Mega Altaria, no doubt about that. But getting something like, so yeah, there's Fairy Garden and Altaria Spiritling, and Professor Sycamore for 7 new cards, okay. So right now I can hit for 190. I need one more energy attached on my Mega Mewtwo in order to one-hit knock out my opponent, Mega Altaria. He can hit for 100. And if this Pokemon has, so 30 to one of my, so 130 actually, not 30 to one of my benched Pokemons. Alright, so there's Escape Rope, but I guess I don't want to use Escape Rope. So 190, it's a little bit tricky. I will just attach one Psychic Energy, and I'm not sure should I go with Professor Sycamore in this situation or not. Let's take a risk. I need another Mega Mewtwo, but so far I cannot find one. And I guess I will first play my Trainer's Mail. So there is Shrine of Memories. I can actually use that, so I can buy one time right here. Super Road. I will try with my Max Elixir. Luckily there is one energy, which is always good. And I will just use my damage change. Why? Because my opponent, Mega Altaria, has full HP, and I have Lysander in my hand, so I can actually just Lysander one of his benched Pokemons and use again damage change. For example, one of his Altaria EXs. Oh, there's a N, so no sign of a Lysander. That's obviously right now. Yep, I didn't find another way to find Lysander. At least I have my Deliquent in hand. I can definitely use it. Alright, so he decided to run down onto his bench with his Mega Altaria with 130 damage in it. Okay, so there is Max Elixir, but who knows, can I find one more energy? Yes, very nice. So I guess I will play Deliquent, so I can actually scrap my opponent's Stadium from play and 3 cards from his hand, so that's very good play in my opinion. I cannot use my damage swap, but I can just one-hit knock out my opponent, Mega Altaria in this case. Because we have 4, 5, 6, 7 energies in total in play. So that's going to be 220, which is exactly enough to one-hit knock out my opponent Mega Altaria. So 2 extra prizes. The first one is Mega Mewtwo and Spiritling, very nice. So that means that I can have another Mega Mewtwo in play after he actually knock out my Mega Mewtwo in the active spot with his Mega Altaria, but then I can just respond by knocking out his Mega Altaria. And all I really need in that case is just a Mega, not a Mega Mewtwo, just a Lysander for knockout over one of his Banshee Pokemons without more than like 90 HP. Oh, there's even Lysander right now, so couldn't get better than this. So there is Mega Mewtwo. Unfortunately, I need to attach my double Colress energy. I mean, I don't need, but I will attach just in case. So there's 250. I can take 2 more prizes. I actually didn't realize that he had full HP on his Mega Altaria. He actually does not have full HP. Okay, I'm a little bit tired, so sorry for that. So there is Starling Megaphone. Alright, I'm down to 1 prize. If N happens, I will just go down to 1 prize card. There's another Rainbow Energy and Victory Kiss, so he can heal the damage off. And there's a Skyla, so that means that this game is pretty much GG. I mean, he can probably force me with Escape Rope to remove my Mega Mewtwo from the active spot, but he actually didn't have Escape Rope, he just decided to go for the Super Road. So there is 2 energy cards, which means that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can hit for 220. Not a big deal. I guess I can one-hit knock that Altaria with my Mega Mewtwo. So there's Fairy Garden. And powerful game for 90, so that means this game is pretty much over. 1 more double Colress energy will bring me Psychic Infinity for 280. So very powerful Mega Mewtwo. It can hit for a lot of damage, it can do a lot of problem to your opponent, so let's try to play 1 more game before final conclusion for this deck. Alright, so let's call the heads, as usual, and I actually won it, so I can start first. Definitely, my opening hand is just, I don't know what to say. I mean, at least I have Ultra Ball. I mean, I will start with my Shaman. But I have 3 Max Elixirs, and if I can hit at least 2 of them, I'm more than happy. So, on the other side, it's a Wobbuffet, so that means that I cannot play... okay, so the first Max Elixir for nothing. I will first play all 3 Max Elixirs, and after that, probably just go with... I don't know, Trainer's Mail, I guess. I need to find that supporter card. So there's Professor Sycamore. It definitely worked. I mean, I have 2 energies attached to my Mewtwo. Since the Wobbuffet is in the active spot, I cannot play Shaman for setup. There is even 1 more Max Elixir. And that means that I have 3 energies already attached on my Mewtwo, which is more than powerful start in my opinion. And I'm going just to pass the turn right here. Without attaching Floatstone, without playing Shrine of Memories, I will just pass, play Floatstone to my Shaman next turn, go with Shrine of Memories, Professor Sycamore for 7, maybe try to find that Mega Mewtwo and start to do a serious problem to my opponent. So it's a Trevenant, it's a Bursting Balloon, it means that there's a Bridget, so his Wobbuffet probably will stay in the active spot, so I guess it's good. And I can even attack his Wobbuffet, knock him out, take 6 damage counters, so I can actually use my damage swap later. So there's Bridget for 1 more Wobbuffet and Remrite. This is very interesting play for my opponent. I should definitely say that. So there's a Shrine of Memories and Professor Sycamore for 7. Alright, so there is Trainer's Mail, no sign of the Spirit Link, but right now I managed to find it. I will first play my Escape Rope, so I can actually get rid of his Wobbuffet with Bursting Balloon. I actually decided just not to take damage counters yet. Promote my Mewtwo in the active, evolve into Mega Mewtwo, attach double Colress energy, and hit with the Psychic Infinity for like 200. Oh, actually for the 100. Oh, I totally forgot. I'm not applying the weakness right here with the Psychic Infinity. Yeah, gosh. Alright. There's a Flowstone and a Trevenant. So I should just go with the Shadow Shot and knock out my opponent Wobbuffet. I don't know why I didn't do that. So there's a Trevenant. And Abyssal Handford too. Alright, so that's very interesting. Seeing Trevenant and Octillery together with the Wobbuffet. And definitely I didn't see something like that this year. To be honest, this is the first time I actually see Trevenant with Octillery in play. And there's another Phantom. And this is probably another Wobbuffet. Alright, so it's my turn. Alright, so what should I do right here? Probably go with my Lysander on his Wobbuffet. And this time I will actually use my Shadow Shot so I can actually hit for the weakness. Take knockout over his Wobbuffet. Took the prize. It's a Ultra Ball. And I totally forget to attach my Floatstone. So there is Level Ball. Pretty much for nothing. And Abyssal Hand for 3. So a Bursting Balloon, which is definitely a good one. But I need to be very, very cautious right there, because if I hit my opponent for, let's say, I don't know, Psychic Infinity and knock him out, I will take 6 damage counters back. In this situation, Wobbuffet can came in the active and hit me for 130. So I can stay with like 20 HP left. And there's Trevenant Break. Okay. Let's see. What's the best option to do? I guess let's first go with the M. I definitely need more energies so I can actually one-hit knockout my opponent right there. So right now I can hit for 130 and I need just one more energy card actually. So right now I can one-hit knock out him with my Psychic Infinity. Definitely I will take 6 damage counters back. But then again I can just use my damage swap and remove my damage counters from my Mewtwo onto my opponent Wobbuffet. So I will expect Wobbuffet with a Flowstone right now in the active spot. But if that happens, he cannot use his Abyssal Hand until he actually decides to retreat. Okay, so there's Dimension Wally, so no more damage swap for me. In order to use damage swap, I first need to find Shrine of Memories. And there is 1 energy, so he can hit me for a lot of damage right now. Definitely this is going to be a lot of damage, and I'm still thinking maybe the best option there would be just to retreat my Mewtwo from the active spot and actually just Sky Return, because that Sky Return can actually give me a good boost right here. So there's 140. First what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my Floatstone. Yeah, I will definitely Sky Return right here, and what I'm going to promote into the active spot, probably it's going to be Garbodor. He cannot knock out my Garbodor, that's for sure. So that Sky Return is going to be a big. So I'm going to take a Deliquent, which is a very nice supporter. And yeah, definitely Garbodor is going into the active spot. So even if Trevenant with Item Lock appears, my opponent actually cannot Item Lock me because that Garbotoxin is active. On the other side, even if he actually somehow scrapped my Floatstone, I have another in my hand. So there's another Remoraid. Alright, so there's a Xerosic. I really like that because right now I can actually play my Shaman and setup. So I couldn't get better than that. I mean, definitely this is going to be a very strong move right there with that Xerosic. So there's a Beazle hand for 2. And I can also have my Deliquant. I can discard my opponent's Stadium card. So there's a Super Road. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play first Super Road. I don't need Trubbish, I just need some energies back. Then I'm going to attach my Double Colorless Energy, or maybe not yet. First I will play my Deliquant. Or maybe not. I'm not sure what to do right now. I'm searching for Stadium so I can actually get rid of my damage counters. Let's go first with the setup for 3. It's not too much for one setup. But 3 is better than nothing, I guess. So there is Hoopa, and this Hoopa will actually give me a chance to reveal my remaining cards in my deck. Is there one more Shrine of Memories? Yes, it is. So I guess I can take one more Shaman right here and tries to set up. I will take a huge risk right there, a big gamble. So Shaman for 2 more cards. I'm searching for that Shrine of Memories. Okay, so no sign of the Shrine of Memories. So let's go with Professor Sycamore. And there it is. So there's a Shrine of Memories, so right now I can just easily swap all of my damage from my Mega Mewtwo. Trainer's Mail can give me Professor Sycamore. Alright, actually attach energy already, so I'm going to use my damage change. So I will knock out my opponent, Trevenant. I have full HP on my Mega Mewtwo, and this is just insane. So there's a knockout. Let's see what he can do right now. Probably not too much. I have Garbodor with Ability Lock. I also have my Mewtwo ready, so I can just use Shadow Shot for the knockout over his Wobbuffet, so I guess I do the great job right there, I should definitely say that. I also have my VA Seeker in hand, so I can just go for Lysander. Lysander, probably he's Trevenant on the bench, so there's Dimension Wally, so he'll just respond very quickly. I'm also down to 1 prize. I also have Flowstone, and it's my turn, so let's just attach, I guess, 1 energy to my bench Mewtwo. I will actually go with my V-Seeker. I just want to avoid those 6 damage counters. So let's go for his Phantom. And this is going to be a Psychic Infinity for the knockout. So 1 more prize left. It's a energy. I could even go with my Ultra Ball, so I contain my hand just in case my opponent decide to end me. So there's Birch Observation, so I guess it's pretty much GG. Definitely it is. So yeah, 2 games in a row with this Mega Mewtwo EX deck. It was definitely very easy to play with it. It works perfectly. I mean, you actually get a very good draws with it. It's just perfectly built, in my opinion, for the future format. The only card maybe that could be added into this deck might be that new item card that says that you can actually put 2 special energies from your discard pile and shuffle them back into your deck, but pretty much this deck list is just beastly in my opinion. So it has speed, it has power, and it has full max potion in it with that damage change, and it's just insanely strong for the future format. And it also has that Garbodor for that ability lock. So I hope you guys enjoy watching it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more future videos. If you like it, then like it. If you don't like it, you can dislike it. And yeah, that's pretty much all. So stay tuned for tomorrow video. See you in the next video, and goodbye.